Two men were digging for diamonds. Both started on the same day. Both dug in the same field. Both wanted diamonds desperately. Both dug with the same tools. Both faced the same challenges. But after months of digging, one man gave up and went home. The other man kept digging. 3 days later, the man who kept digging found diamonds. Massive diamonds, life-changing diamonds. The man who quit was 3 days away from everything he wanted. This is the story of the two diggers. And it will show you why most people quit right before they break through. The first digger's name was Peter. Peter was very motivated at the beginning. Peter had heard stories about diamonds in this field. Peter believed diamonds were here. Peter started digging with enthusiasm, energy, hope. Peter dug every single day, hour after hour, day after day, week after week. Peter expected to find diamonds quickly. Peter thought diamonds would be easy to find. Peter thought success would come fast, but diamonds did not come fast. Week 1, Peter found nothing, just dirt and rocks. Peter was disappointed but kept digging. Week 2, Peter found nothing, more dirt and rocks. Peter started to doubt but kept digging. Week 3, Peter found nothing, still dirt and rocks. Peter's enthusiasm faded but he kept digging. Month 1, Peter found nothing. Peter was frustrated but kept digging. Month 2, Peter found nothing. Peter was angry but kept digging. Month 3, Peter found nothing. Peter was exhausted and losing hope. By month 4, Peter was ready to quit. Peter had dug for 4 months. 4 months of hard work, 4 months of dirt and rocks, 4 months of nothing. Peter looked at his progress. A deep hole, piles of dirt, sore hands, tired body, but no diamonds. Peter said, "This is pointless. There are no diamonds here. I have been digging for 4 months and found nothing. I am wasting my time. I am going home." Peter's friends agreed with Peter. "You have tried long enough," they said. "4 months is plenty. If there were diamonds, you would have found them by now. Stop wasting your time. Find something else to do. Cut your losses. Move on." Peter listened to his friends. Peter trusted his friends. Peter decided to quit. Peter filled in his hole. Peter packed his tools. Peter went home. Peter gave up 3 days before he would have found diamonds. The second digger's name was Paul. Paul also started digging on the same day as Peter. Paul also dug in the same field. Paul also expected diamonds quickly. Paul also found nothing for weeks. Week 1, nothing. Week 2, nothing. Week 3, nothing. Month 1, nothing. Month 2, nothing. Month 3, nothing. Month 3, nothing. Paul faced the same discouragement as Peter, the same frustration, the same doubt, the same urge to quit. But Paul understood something Peter did not understand. Paul knew that diamonds are deep, very deep. Paul knew that easy things are found quickly. Valuable things take time. Paul knew that if diamonds were easy to find, everyone would have diamonds. Paul knew that the depth of the treasure determines the depth of the digging required. Shallow digging finds shallow treasures. Deep digging finds deep treasures. Diamonds are the deepest treasures, so diamonds require the deepest digging. Paul also knew something else. Paul knew that most people quit right before they break through. Paul had studied successful diggers. Paul learned that most diamond diggers quit after 3 to 4 months, right before finding diamonds. Paul learned that diamonds are usually found between month 4 and month 6, the quitting period, the time when most people give up. Paul called this the breakthrough zone, the zone where quitters quit and finders find. So when Paul reached month 4 and felt like quitting, Paul did not quit. When Paul's friends said, "You have tried long enough," Paul did not listen. When Paul's body was tired and his hope was fading, Paul remembered the breakthrough zone. Paul said, "Most people quit right now, right here, right before success. I will not be most people. I will keep digging. I am close. I can feel it." Paul kept digging. Month 4, week 1, nothing. Paul's friend said, "See, we told you to quit. You are wasting time." Paul kept digging. Month 4, week 2, nothing. People laughed at Paul. Paul is crazy. Paul does not know when to quit. Paul is stubborn. Paul kept digging. Month 4, week 3, nothing. Paul was tired, very tired, but Paul remembered, this is the breakthrough zone. This is when most people quit. I will not quit. Month 4, week 4. Paul kept digging. Day 1, nothing. Day 2, nothing. Day 3, Paul's shovel hit something hard, not a rock, something different, something shiny. Paul dug carefully around the object. Paul pulled it out. A diamond. A massive, beautiful, valuable diamond. Then another diamond, and another, and another. Paul had found the diamond vein. The mother lode, life-changing wealth. Paul had broken through. Paul looked at Peter's abandoned hole. 3 feet away from Paul's hole. Peter had been digging in the right place. Peter had been using the right tools. Peter had been working hard. Peter had been close, very close. But Peter quit 3 days before breakthrough. 3 days, 72 hours. Peter was 72 hours away from everything he wanted, but Peter never knew. Peter went home thinking there were no diamonds. Peter told people, "I tried everything. There are no diamonds in that field. I wasted for months." But Peter did not try everything. Peter tried almost everything. Peter quit right before everything. Paul became wealthy from his diamonds. Paul bought a house. Paul supported his family. Paul lived comfortably. Paul achieved his dreams. Paul often thought about Peter. Paul knew Peter could have had the same success. Peter had the same opportunity. Peter had the same tools. Peter had the same field. Peter had the same potential. But Peter lacked the same persistence. Persistence made the difference between wealth and regret, between success and failure, between breakthrough and giving up. News of Paul's diamond discovery spread. People came to see the diamonds. People asked Paul, "How did you know to keep digging when everyone else quit?" Paul answered honestly, "I did not know I would find diamonds. I hoped, but I did not know. What I knew was this. Most people quit right before they break through. I studied successful diggers. They all said the same thing. The breakthrough comes right after you want to quit the most. The treasure is found right after you think there is no treasure. Success comes right after you want to give up." Paul continued. Peter quit because he focused on what he had not found. For months, no diamonds. I kept digging because I focused on what I might find tomorrow. Tomorrow could be the day. The next shovel could hit diamonds. The next hour could change everything. Peter looked backwards at his failure. I looked forward to my possibility. This story spread beyond the diamond field. The story of Peter who quit and Paul who persisted. The story reached other diggers, other dreamers, other people who were close to quitting. Some people learned from Peter's mistake. They kept digging. They found their diamonds. Some people ignored the lesson. They quit like Peter. They missed their breakthrough. But the story is not just about digging for diamonds. The story is about everything in life. Everything valuable requires persistence. Everything worthwhile takes time. Everything meaningful demands that you dig deeper than most people are willing to dig. Every breakthrough comes right after you want to quit. Let me show you how this applies to your life. Are you building a business? Most businesses fail in the first year. Not because the idea was wrong, not because the market did not exist, but because the founder quit before the breakthrough. The breakthrough in business usually comes in month 6 to month 18, right after the founder wants to quit, right after money runs low, right after hope fades, right before success arrives. Peter founders quit. Paul founders persist. Paul founders succeed. Are you learning a new skill? Most people quit learning after 3 to 6 months. Not because they cannot learn, not because they lack talent, but because progress feels slow, because results seem distant, because other people make it look easy. The breakthrough in learning comes right after you want to quit, right after you think you are not talented, right after you doubt yourself. Peter learners quit. Paul learners persist. Paul learners master. Are you trying to lose weight and get healthy? Most people quit their fitness journey after 2 to 4 months. Not because exercise does not work, not because healthy eating is impossible, but because results are gradual, because change is invisible daily, because the scale does not move fast enough. The breakthrough in fitness comes right after you want to quit. Right after you think nothing is working, right after you doubt the process. Peter dieters quit. Paul dieters persist. Paul dieters transform. Are you building relationships? Most relationships end right before they get deeper, not because love does not exist, not because compatibility is impossible, but because vulnerability is scary, because conflict arises, because easy romance becomes hard work. The breakthrough in relationships comes right after you want to quit, right after you think it is too difficult, right after you want to run away. Peter lovers quit. Paul lovers persist. Paul lovers find deep love. Are you pursuing your dreams? Most dreams are abandoned right before they come true. Not because dreams are impossible, not because you lack ability, but because the journey is longer than expected, because obstacles seem overwhelming, because other people doubt you. The breakthrough in dreams comes right after you want to quit, right after everyone tells you to give up, right after you feel like a failure. Peter dreamers quit. Paul dreamers persist. Paul dreamers achieved. Do you see the pattern? The breakthrough comes right after you want to quit the most. The treasure is found right after you think there is no treasure. Success arrives right after you want to give up. This is not coincidence. This is the law of persistence. This is the way success works. This is why Paul found diamonds and Peter did not. Now let me ask you something. What are you close to quitting? What have you been working on for months with little visible progress? What dream feels impossible? What goal seems too distant? What skill seems too hard? What relationship seems too difficult? What business seems too risky? You might be 3 days away from breakthrough. You might be 72 hours from everything you want. But you will never know if you quit. Peter was 3 days from diamonds, but he quit. Peter never knew how close he was. Peter went home thinking he failed. But Peter did not fail at digging. Peter failed at persisting. Peter could dig. Peter could work hard. Peter could not persist through the breakthrough zone. The zone where quitters quit and winners win. Here is how to persist like Paul. First, understand the breakthrough zone. The breakthrough zone is the period right before success, when everything looks hopeless, when all evidence suggests failure, when everyone tells you to quit, when you want to quit most. This is not evidence of failure. This is evidence of proximity to success. The harder it gets, the closer you are. The more you want to quit, the nearer the breakthrough. Second, focus forward, not backward. Peter looked backward at 4 months of no diamonds. Paul looked forward at tomorrow's possibility. Backward focus creates discouragement. Forward focus creates hope. Do not measure your progress by how long you have been digging. Measure your progress by how close you might be to breakthrough. Third, Study successful people in your field. Paul studied successful diggers. They all said the same thing. Breakthrough comes right after you want to quit. Every field has the same pattern. Business success comes after the valley of despair. Learning mastery comes after the plateau of frustration. Fitness transformation comes after the desert of no visible change. Relationship depth comes after the mountain of conflict. Study people who succeeded in your area. They will all tell you about their moment of wanting to quit right before breaking through. Fourth, ignore quitters. Peter's friends told him to quit. Quitters always encourage quitting. Quitters justify their quitting by getting others to quit. Quitters do not want to be alone in their failure. Surround yourself with persisters, people who kept digging, people who found their diamonds, people who broke through. Persisters encourage persistence. Winners encourage winning. Fifth, expect the breakthrough zone. Do not be surprised when month 4 arrives and you want to quit. Do not be shocked when hope fades and obstacles multiply. This is normal. This is expected. This is the breakthrough zone. The valley before the peak. The darkness before the dawn. The digging before the diamonds. Expect it. Prepare for it. Persist through it. Paul found diamonds because Paul persisted through the breakthrough zone. Peter missed diamonds because Peter quit in the breakthrough zone. You are in your breakthrough zone right now, with some area of your life where you want to quit, where progress seems impossible, where breakthrough seems unlikely. This is not evidence of failure. This is evidence of proximity to success. Keep digging. Your diamonds are 3 days away, maybe 3 hours away, maybe 3 minutes away, but you will never find them if you quit. You will never know how close you were. You will become Peter, wondering what could have been, or you can become Paul, finding everything you wanted. The choice is yours. The shovel is in your hands. The diamonds are waiting. Keep digging.